Hello, my name is Mirai, and welcome to Am I the Asshole? I thought this was a good idea because, why not do Reddit? And also, as you can probably tell, my hair has dyed a bit. A lot of the blue kind of came out, which is sad, but what you gonna do? Fine. So, also, doing this, let me know in the comments for what you guys feel about the specific ones. I'm also not going to be recording the display because I just think it's better to just, talk about it. Just talk about to the camera, I guess. So that's basically what I'm doing. So let's go on to the first one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife to stop being a pushover or I would take away her spending privileges? My wife, 25-year-old female of 5 years, has a sister, 20-year-old female. She's somewhat disabled, and while this may sound contradictory, she has a condition which makes working difficult but not entirely impossible unless she is under stress. Neurological condition, loses muscle control, makes her throw stuff, fall over. I have no problem with her sister. She is sweet and nice to have around. My wife loves her more than anything. She basically raised her and stepped in when her parents wouldn't or couldn't. This has led to a relationship closer to mother-daughter. Okay. My wife would constantly be paying for stuff for her sister, and this made sense to me when she was a minor and was doing much worse health-wise. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird because I'm a little sick, so oh, yeah. Recently, this has increasingly been getting under my skin. I am the sole provider for my household right now since my wife was pregnant and only gave birth recently. We'd spend a lot to buy her sister gifts for holidays, but she would never return the favor, even with something cheap with thought or no thought put into them. We'd always take her out to events or dinner and pay for her every time. She would never even pick up the bill for herself. Again, wasn't entirely an issue until she became an adult. And now I'm fed up with it. She expects my sister to do things like pay for her to go to the doctor or invites us out to lunch and then expects us to pay. She doesn't even schedule her own appointments. My wife takes her wherever she asks, even if she has the ability to do it herself and we live 45 minutes away. She always talks about how she's freelancing and is making money, but then somehow has no money whenever she needs or wants anything. I did not have an issue with this either, really. I thought my wife was being a pushover, but it's ultimately her money. Until recently, now she's spending my money on her, and it's really getting me angry. I want to spend my money on my daughter, but we're spending money on this financially irresponsible leech. I explained this to my wife in a much nicer way, but we ended up in a fight where I called her sister some pretty messed up things. Yeah. Okay. I thought I read it wrong. Yeah, I read it right. I ended the conversation by telling her I would take away her access to our joint bank account until she contributes again if she doesn't tell her sister to grow up and that she is not her mother and she is no longer a child. She cannot be dependent on people forever. I think it's an important lesson, I can't English, for her to learn. If she doesn't learn it, she can get back to work and continue supporting her until she's 40 with her own money, not mine. She honestly thinks this is the end of the world situation. I think it's quite clear this is for the better. I think that she's scared of hurting her sister, but at this point she's crippling her by allowing her to do nothing. Edit, I should have worded it better in my post. I just meant having the debit card and using our money on her sister. Not taking away all her access to money, but setting a limit, or giving her cash so she can't get suckered into paying for stuff. A lot of criticism still stands despite this, but I want to clarify I'm not taking her access to the money entirely. I also understand the comments about my wife being a homemaker means she's putting in equal work, so my money is her money. But we're on a single income and we can barely afford our family's needs. I can't give her half my salary, so she can spend half of that on her sister. Majority of it goes to keeping us paycheck to paycheck right now. I wouldn't entirely say that you are the asshole, I guess, this person, because if the sister, wait, did I read that right? For this person becoming an adult, basically she's taking the money from these people. So I don't think I can't I can't even English right now. I wouldn't believe that she would be the asshole because of this. But in the comments, let me know what you feel about it. I'm also going to read some of the comments to, see. Her spending privileges, I get not wanting to spend all that money on someone who seems to be taking almost advantage, but this is not how you frame the situation. I totally get that. Makes a lot of sense. Spending should be jointly decided upon, but man, as the sole earner myself, that makes sense. Well, yeah, makes total sense. I get why you're upset about your wife spending money on her sister, but you are using the fact that your wife currently does not have her own income because she just gave birth to your child in order to control her, which is an asshole move on a whole different level. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Because if that's literally what you're going to do, then, And as I was checking. But, yeah, things are fine. On to the next one. I didn't really say much about it, but... Well, this one's a short one. So, am I the asshole for telling my friend that her baby's name is ridiculous? My friend recently had a baby, and she named him a hashtag. Yes, you read that right. She named her child after a social media symbol. First off, why? Second off, that baby's gonna have a lot of problems in the future because of that name. What's going on then? When she first told me the name, I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. I couldn't believe it. I tried to be polite and tell her that it was unique, but she kept insisting that it was a great name and that her child would be one of a kind. No, I just couldn't hold it any longer, and I finally told her that the name was ridiculous and that her child would likely face a lot of ridicule and bullying in the future. She got upset and accused me of not being supportive of her choices. Well, yeah, of course she's gonna get upset because, oh wait, never mind. Let's go back. So, you are telling your friend that that name is ridiculous and saying that, yeah, you're gonna get bullied, the child's gonna get bullied, and they're gonna, have a probably not great in the future dealing with that name. And probably that baby's gonna try, changing their name when they're older, but, you are not the asshole. As I'm going to continue. Now our mutual friends are split on the issue. Some agree with me that the name is absurd, while others think that I was too harsh and should have kept my opinion to myself. So am I the asshole for telling my friend that her baby name is ridiculous? Or should I have just kept my opinion to myself? I don't think you should have kept your opinion to yourself. Because what I believe is saying that, it's bullying, the child's going to get bullied because of this name, is the right thing. And, I don't know. You guys might have other comments to say about this, but please let me know as I just hit my mic, please let me know in the comments how you feel about this. I really want to know your opinions. Give me your opinions. Give me all your opinions. I want it. But let's look at the comments too to see what they feel about it. I'm not gonna lie, but I would exclusively rather refer to the child as Octothorpe from now on. In German, he would be called Doppelkreuz-Schesselwort. I probably butchered that, but yeah. I remember watching the news well over 5 or so years ago, and someone had named their kid the same thing, so she isn't the first to do it. This is a person, not an art piece. That baby has to live with that name. It's horrible. That's what I believe. Also, you are prepping them for school, so sorry for that kid. Can't even shorten it to hash. But, why? Why would you name your child hashtag? I just don't get why. It just doesn't seem like the best name to give someone. I'm also gonna go back. Let's probably do one last one, because I don't want this video to be extremely long, but in the near future, please let me know if you want any more of this, because I will indeed do more. Let's do a good one for the last. Well, this one's a short, but am I the asshole for refusing to help pay for my mother's funeral? a bit out of context. My father passed a couple years ago, and long story short, it cost me individually over €3,000. He had things planned, but unfortunately he dealt, well, that's a typo, but he dealt with the wrong people and basically nothing was paid for. When it happened, I told my mom she needs to get things in order as it will be unfair on her children. She was a notorious procrastinator and her house was literally falling apart around her as she failed time and time again to get things sorted. Despite constant nagging and promising to get it done, she didn't and has now passed. She wanted to be buried in the casket and burial plot alone are €6,000. That's not including any funeral service fees, wake, etc. There's 3 siblings and only myself and another is capable of funding it. I've said we just do the cheapest cremation option or natural burial, but the brothers are insistent on giving Mom what she wanted and burying her in a casket in typical cemetery. I flat out refused to put my meaningful amounts sorted because as far as I'm concerned, she was told to get it sorted, seeing the issue we had with Dad, and wasn't so old. And her mental state was compromised. She was just a procrastinator. Am I an asshole for refusing to pay for her funeral? Update, forgot to mention that there is no inheritance for anyone. Nothing significant as she doesn't own her home. Huh. This one's a little hard to talk about because, like, for this person, the mom didn't do anything. She didn't do a will, first off, for her kids. She didn't do anything. I mean, there might be more to the story, but as of what this person is saying currently, I don't think this person's the asshole. Mostly because if the mother's procrastinating, I mean, she might have like a health condition or something mental, maybe. But I don't believe so. Because, I mean, stuff can be really expensive. Even though I do kind of feel like this person should, go along with their mother's wishes. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard because, like, I didn't really get the full story. I mean, there could be more, but yeah. I also want you guys to let me know what you think about it in the comments. But I'm also going to read some of the comments too. Giving Mom what she wanted. She clearly didn't want it. Oh, yeah. That's kind of what I was saying. Because, like, even though if she wanted it, she didn't really show it, I guess. I don't know. Especially after the loss of your father. That's when most people realize. Yeah, that makes sense. Your mom isn't around to see the funeral. But, I mean, if you want to respect your parents, I know it would probably be good to respect their decision. But even so, the mom didn't do much. So it's the kid's responsibility to do it. That's mostly what I feel about it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good for that. For now, that is. I can't English still in my life. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and please let me know in the comments for what you feel about these 3. Am I the assholes? Posts. And if you want any more, please let me know. Because I'd love to do more of these. And maybe even do it in a live stream. So, I hope you all enjoyed, and see you all next time. Goodbye.